Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Gillette Sun Tarot. My name is Kimberly and super excited for you guys to be here today. We are trying something a little different. We are asking what is happening within the next 3 months for you. What big changes are circulating your energy field? What could we expect in the next 3 months? So remember, this is a timeless reading. Whenever you come across this reading, what that starts the 3 months from the time that you view this. Time sensitive, we are starting a new season, so I thought it was perfect timing for those of you that are watching it at the time I'm filming. But if you're not, just remember it's whatever the next 3 months are, wherever that is in the calendar year for you. So we are not gonna shy off of our regular routine. I did want to start with the tarot to get some details of what big changes are happening for each of the 3 months. And then we're going to get into the oracles to get into more, more of what Spirit wants to provide for us. So, that being said, if this is a reading that you're interested in or curious about, let's get into the pile selection. So, for pile one, we have this piece of calcite. And for your reading today, pile one, we are using the Cozy Witch Tarot. Cat ears for the Cozy Witch Tarot. For, for group one. For group two, we have this feather with this brown streak, if you could see it. And we are using the Crow Tarot deck for your reading today. Pile two. So again, the Crow Tarot deck with this feather for group two. For group three, we have this piece of red jasper. And we will be using the Enchanted Forhaxa tarot deck for your reading today. So again, the Enchanted Forhaxa with the red jasper for group three. All right, guys, feel free to pause and take a moment if you need to. We're asking what big changes are occurring for you in the next 3 months, whether it's love, career, something going on in your personal life, whatever is happening, we're going to dig in. Feel free to pick more than one pile. You might have messages in more than one reading today, but I'm really going to try to make sure that they are detailed and specific for each of the piles. So without further ado, if you are ready to receive your messages, then I will see you there. Bye, guys. What's up, pile one? Welcome to your reading today. You chose the piece of calcite or the Cozy Witch Tarot, then this is your reading. So, we are trying something different today. We're asking what big changes? Dude, that could be a lot. That could be a lot. What big changes are happening for you within the next 3 months? So we're going to get 6 cards to represent 2 cards for each of the months, just to get an overall general idea of what the focus is for each of these months. Remember, it's a timeless reading as well. All right, so let's get into it. Spirit, thank you so much for joining us for the collective energy on this interesting read. What big changes are occurring for our Pal ones within the next 3 months, Spirit? Thank you so much for being here today, as always. Pal one, so let's see. So this first month, Spirit, what could we expect? What big changes are happening? We're going to get one and then the clarifier, and then we're going to get our other four. Ooh, perfect. What's happening in our second month, Spirit? This one coming up. High Priestess in reverse. Happening in our third month, Spirit. Okay. So, for those of you that have been here before, I typically show all the cards, Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So there's forward movement. I feel as though it's going to take some time. Whatever these developments are, whatever these changes are, with this energy at the bottom of the deck, Pal One, it's giving that you're going to find your flow, your rhythm, but it's going to take one day at a time. You're going to take those steps, and then it's really going to accumulate into something very, very, I feel, pretty big. You might be traveling. Okay, so what big changes are happening month one? We have the King of Swords coming up in the reversal. It says we can all learn important things from one another. You see this cozy witch on her typewriter, giving like the Hierophant vibes, but it's coming in the reversal. Trusting yourself, trusting your own guidance, not relying on other people to show you the way. Ace of Wands, yeah. Getting that creative spark on your own. Now, whenever I see the Ace of Wands, that implies a new beginning, a fresh start. Could be in some sort of creative endeavor that you are beginning. You could be starting a project. This could be something that you're building on your own. And it could be a little confusing. It could be a little rough. When you're trying to do something on your own and you don't really have too many people to go to, you might have people to assist. However, you might not be at this time. You might be really trying to figure it out on your own. Now, for some of you, it could be a new love. But I think, it says, don't you see how your passion makes you glow? I'm getting more so that this is something to do in something artistic. It could be writing. It could be art. You could be starting a new endeavor online in some way. But you're getting really excited about it, and there seems to be a huge spark. So I think right out the gate, one of the big changes you're going to be facing is juggling this new hobby or new project. That's going to keep you up well into the night. I see you working hard. There might be a little bit of lack of sleep in the next month, so keep that in mind. But I think you're going to be driven into a direction of no return. Now, with the High Priestess coming up in the reversal for your second month and the Four of Swords. Wow. What a cool deck. Why aren't you resting? So, toward the middle of, I would say, the second month, we're talking about 3 months here, okay? Whatever this new project endeavor, and again, for some of you, it could be a romance. We could get some clarifiers. But I think for the majority of you, it's going to be something exciting that you're working on your own. You might not even be telling people about this. You and Spirit are the only ones that might know about what's going on. And now we got the Four of Swords, the idea, the energy of you might hit a breaking point toward the second month. It might be a reminder to take a break, to take a time out. You might be blocking yourself to intuitive hits, messages from spirit because you're overworking. Whenever I see a spark, especially the Ace of Wands, that type of energy, it it, it could burn out if you don't slow down a little bit. Because I do feel like within this first month, you're going to go so hard and so fast. And here's the thing, I don't think you're going to be seeking support from anyone. It's almost as if you want to prove to someone or prove to people that you could do this. And again, even though you're very confident, and it's driving you into this new beginning, this like, you see the light, you see what you have to do, but midway, you're gonna feel a little lost. You're gonna wake up from a bubble and you might think, like, gosh, maybe I need to take a moment. Let me reflect on what already has occurred, what already I have experienced. And I think Spirit is encouraging you to take a time out. I'm seeing mountains. I'm getting travel again. You might be traveling, some of you. But wherever you travel to, you're going to be encouraged to take a rest, guys, to take a time out. You might have an animal, a dog, a cat. Spirit is telling me not to remind you not to. Um, it sounds so bogus because it's not that you're abandoning your pet, but to remind yourself to stop and smell the flowers, to play with your animal, to sip on your tea or your coffee slowly, to be present, I think is the energy. Because with the High Priestess in the reversal, you might not be feeling connected. And again, it could be because you are tunnel vision on something exciting that's happening, this new creative endeavor. Now, as when in doubt, your first gut feeling can always be trusted. I think by the middle of this, these 3 months, so wherever you are, that second month, and you're feeling a little bit of burnout, you're feeling that moment of, gosh, I might have to take a moment. I might have to take a break. I might have to veg out and have a me day in some way. And I think that's when you're going to have that feeling of, can I trust my intuition, or let me clear out whatever needs to be cleared so that I could start trusting my gut feeling again when it comes to this endeavor. Now, I see this is the Cozy Witch Tarot, but again, I'm seeing another animal. We see tarot, we see the moon, a cycle of the moon. So it's giving the energy that you are going to be at a point where it's like you're so close to the end or finishing a cycle or something that is being completed, but you might be faced with a few challenges along the way. And a lot of that might have to do with your own energy. But that's why, like, with the Knight of Pentacles coming up at the bottom of the deck, I feel as though the best advice is to go slow, to move slowly and with conviction, especially that first month when you are getting so excited and there seems to be some sort of creative spark driving you. Now, toward the end of this 3 months, we have Justice in reverse. Stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. We see a woman on her laptop. You see a Libra energy on the laptop. You see swords energy. And look at, she hung out up her coat and hat. And we have another animal. So I feel a lot of this next 3 months, you might be alone. This might be some sort of creative endeavor where there's not a lot of energies around you. You might be tarot reading, studying something in some way, but I also feel like it's some sort of creative endeavor. Okay. Now we have the Five of Pentacles in the reversal. Nothing is ever as hopeless as it seems. So I think toward the end of these 3 months, that's when you might be getting a little bit of some pushback with your ego. Your ego, i.e., your mind, might be telling you to give up, This is too hard. You're never going to finish this. Whatever this is, whatever this new creative endeavor is. Okay, let's see if we could get Spirit. What is this Ace of Wands? And I feel like you might get into that energy of feeling a little bit of hopelessness. All right, Judgment. All the signs say that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. So with this Ace of Wands, you're gonna know it's right, guys. Right out the gate, you're gonna feel like that intuitive hit, that resonance, that alignment with your soul, that what you're doing or what you're starting feels right. And you're going to make that judgment call right out the gate. However, throughout the next 3 months, it's not going to be easy. I'm going to be honest. You're going to have sleepless nights. You're going to be bordering on burnout for a lot of you. You might have to remind yourself of the little things, the little joys, like playing with your animals, cleaning your house, speaking or talking to a friend, like those little things that we might take for granted. Spirit is directing my attention to that it's important for you to keep up with your life, even though you might be starting something really big, because there's going to get a point where you might need friends. You might need someone to help, to remind you that you've got this. You keep going, because I feel you're getting a little discouraged at the end of these 3 months. Like I said, time sensitive. We're headed into fall season. That could be, the sun may not be showing itself as often, and that could really keep someone a little bit uh in that mindset of blocking themselves from joy, happiness. So whether that's happening specifically or not, I feel like toward the end of the month, you're going to wake up. You're going to be like, man, I need to mix up my energy in some way. But Spirit, I wanted to get, what is this Ace of Wands? The Knight of Pentacles again. Oh my God. This was our bottom of the deck energy and it's coming through. So I definitely feel like this is business related, guys. Some sort of endeavor that you are beginning on your own. Are you traveling on your own? Are you going somewhere? Are you writing a book? Something. I don't know. It's, let's see. Let's get one more, Spirit. Temperance. Okay, so Spirit, you must know how one, and I feel like Spirit is saying there might be a lot of different creative adventures that you guys might be starting. I mean, depending on who you are. Some of you might be starting a new book. Some of you might be working on something artistic. And I feel like a lot of this is alone. You're doing this alone. Look at Temperance. Let go of self-imposed limitations. This is the mindset that you might be having a hard time as you're starting this adventure. We got the King of Swords in the reversal. You are not trying to get anyone else to whisper in your ear of what to do. It's like that energy of like, you don't want anyone's help. You want to do this on your own because you number one, you trust yourself. Like this feels like that spark that is divinely guided. Like that it's important, that you have to do it. But there is a but. Because guess what, guys? And this is just the reality of when you're starting something new or adventurous or creative, whether it's in business or a hobby that might coincide with business, it's not going to be easy. Nothing. I mean, it could be easy. It really depends on how you look at it. So if I'm thinking about starting my channel, which I started about 6 months ago, it's been amazing, guys. Like I've been so happy. It's felt very aligned. It was like that Ace of Wands. Like I knew what I had to do and I just did it. However, it's not easy all the time, balancing your 9 to 5 job with this creative endeavor. Energetically, also, you get sick. So, and you also get that feedback like from the internet trolls and all that you're dealing with as far as what I went through when I started my channel. Okay. So, whatever it is that you're starting, it's not going to be perfect, but it's also going to be up to you of what type of mindset you want to have, even in those tough moments. And I think that Spirit is saying it's important to take a step back sometimes and reflect. Take a moment of respite where you are not doing any action, so that you could like tune into the energies, to spirit, to your intuitive guidance, because I feel you're gonna feel a little lost in this process. At the end of this 3 months, I do think that it's gonna be a mindset. It's gonna be within your mindset. You value this, whatever this creative endeavor is. You are placing a lot of value in it, your heart, your soul. Let me know. Pile one, if this resonates. What are you starting? What is this? I'm I'm not getting romance. So for a couple of you, if it is romance, um, it's not gonna be the easiest. But again, for the majority of you, this feels more so something creative. Okay, so let's get into our oracle. Spirit, I want to get a card that represents each of our months, just for the next 3 months, Spirit. Whether it's 3 cards or not, what could you tell us? So let's aim for 3. We got Union, card number 56. Let's aim for 3. This is such a big deck. My bad. We got Union, we got the Fall, and Renewal. Okay, this feels really good, guys. And this feels like the energy that I'm getting with the tarot. There's going to be some sort of, and by union, it doesn't have to be romance. Keep that in mind. It's card number 56. For your reading, and we got forgiveness at the bottom of the deck. Libra energy again. We're getting a lot of Libra. But again, after Virgo season, happy birthday, my Virgos, is Libra season. So that could be where the energy is. So you're going to feel union with your soul. Whatever this creative endeavor is, it's going to feel good. You're going to get that creative spark, and you're going to begin. And you're not going to take advice. I feel like a lot of people are going to try to give you advice if you share this with people. But I do think that a lot of you, when you actually begin whatever this is, you're not going to have to tell anyone. And I feel like you're going to feel more as though it's more precious. You're keeping it more, like there's such value to it that you might not want to tell everyone about it. You don't want anything to damper this, if that makes sense. And you're going to feel like union with self. It's going to feel aligned, like we talked about before. Ace of Wands, that is fire energy. We have, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This could be like that creative spark, that moment, that drive in a direction, and you see the light, you see what you have to do, and it feels very aligned. Toward the middle of this 3 months, though, I do feel like there's going to be some sort of fall, and it's giving it's feeling stress, a little bit of stress. I don't want to scare you guys, because this is normal. Like, keep in mind, nothing's going to be completely consistent for months on end. So, you're going to be able to handle it. I promise, especially when we got the renewal coming up at the end of our reading with forgiveness. And again, forgiveness could mean a lot at the bottom of the deck. Responsibility after that. It could just be having grace with yourself in this new endeavor. It could be really hard. You could be really hard on yourself. You want things to be perfect. You want things to go exactly how you plan it, but it might not. Like those are the days where you're going to find yourself, it might be very challenging. Also, feeling with the Four of Swords and the High Priestess in the reversal, it's almost just you just need rest. Like fall into bed. It's that feeling of just sleep, nap. It could be one of the struggles in the next 3 months is finding time, the energy. And energy could be so hard when you don't have it, and you can't force it. You could drink all the caffeine in the world, but when it comes down to it, it's not going to help you if you literally need to rest. So, you might be getting those nudges in the second month or the second half of these 3 months where spirit is asking you to rest. Take a time out because you're going to feel blocked. Your creative juices aren't going to flow as easily. The cool thing is we have the renewal coming up as our last card for the Tarot of the Pyramids, my one of my favorite decks ever. I love I love Egypt. Anything Egypt I love. But the point is this feels like you're going to get like a second wind. Everything that might have been like we got the 5 of Pentacles, right? In the reversal. There could have been things that went wrong. Some things that may not have been as successful. There could have been some detours. You could have been shut out or doors could have been closed. Again, whatever it is that you're working on or doing or this creative endeavor, it's you're going to have those yeses and then some days you're going to have those no's. And I also feel like at the end of these 3 months, like that third month, with justice being here, card number 11, again, Libra energy, that feeling of taking a moment to figure out how to fix things. It might not come easily. You might be in that energy where things keep happening, and it might be feeling overwhelmed, which is why it's important midway through you do take that energy break. But with renewal coming through, and with the forgiveness card number 40, it's the energy spirit is saying of have grace in this process. When you start any type of new adventure or new journey or new project or new job or whatever this new creative fresh start is, it can't, it could. It really depends on your mindset, but it's not always going to be 100% easy, smooth. So, but here's the good news. I feel you're going to have like a little bit of hiccups with energy. And there might be a couple of issues or problems that you might have to solve in some regard. But overall, it's toward the end of the 3 months. It's going to feel really good. All right, so let's get into time traveler spirit. What else? What a cool reading. I hope this resonates. Let me know what it is if you can, because a lot of you might be keeping this secret or, you know, I mean, and just to go back to me starting the tarot channel, I didn't tell anyone. I did not tell anyone. I couldn't even believe I was doing it. Like my first time recording, I was like, what am I doing? Oh my God. Like it just felt like so surreal. But spirit was directing me and I was being led by a higher power, a higher creative power that was leading me. And again, there was a lot of rocky moments. I had a lot of learning curves and, I had to get more comfortable talking and all of that, all of that. So there's an adjustment period. And I feel like this is going to be an adjustment period, but it's exciting. I still felt very excited for you. So, oh my God. And communication wanted to show itself, but sorry about that. like as soon as I'm talking about excitement, like all of the cards fall in an excited tumble out of my hands. All right, Spirit, let's get a few cards. Let's see. What do we need to, what is happening? All right. Transcending, card number 39, Atlantis. I love this energy. You're going to be transcending a lot of your own setbacks in some way. And I think a lot of it has to do with ego, your mindset, how you face challenges, especially when you're starting something new. That's going to be something that is going to be shifting and changing for you. Um, Here we go. Creativity. Look at the Venice Renaissance, Italy, card number 9. Now, again, I am getting a lot of you are starting some sort of art, whether it's writing, actual art, or you're writing a book, or doing a tarot channel, or some other YouTube, a creative endeavor, or whatever it might be. I honestly, let me know if you feel comfortable sharing. But creativity. So there's going to be a lot of creativity. Miracles. Card number 27, the Northern Lights. You are following what lights you up, guys, and you're going to see a lot of miracles in the form of mini triumphs along the way. We also got protection, card number 33, the Cave of the Hands. It does, Argentina, it does give the energy that you're doing something with your hands, creatively. For a lot of you, could be some sort of art project. But again, protection could also be mindset, having more grace with yourself, allowing for mistakes, allowing for you to take breaks as well, because that's also, the fear. If I don't keep doing this, will I stop? Will I forget? Will it fall on the wayside? And I think Spirit is saying, no, it won't, but still make sure that you give yourself, protect your boundaries from yourself, especially when you're starting something new. It's important to balance everything in your life, So the next 3 months are going to be very exciting and creative, and you're going to feel that spark and that drive. But it's going to, energetically, you're going to feel tired. You're going to feel a little overwhelmed. I do feel that you're also going to have to meditate or get out of your own way mindset wise, because I think toward the end, that's when that shift is going to renew itself. Okay. Shifting out of like a negative mindset and whatever that might be. You might already know what that is for those of you that know yourselves, and again, that could just be the Ace of Wands and then running out of steam or running out of energy, something like that. But we're getting a lot of positive cards that you're protected. There's going to be a lot of miracles along the way where it's going to be feeling so good. And you're going to get those signposts in the next 3 months that you're on the right road, you're on the right track. So even if you're having a bad day, a bad week, juggling whatever it is that you need to juggle, Spirit is saying there's going to be those moments of miracles where it's going to revive you. It might even protect your energy in some way. So, what else, Spirit? What else could you tell us for big changes happening for Pal 1? What else could you tell us, Spirit? What big changes? Using clarifying life situations. What else could you tell us? Okay. So, bottom of the deck, Pathfinder. Ooh, finding your path, knowing your path. Trust your inner compass to illuminate your path. It feels like the Ace of Wands, guys. Like you're trusting that fire and you're allowing it to lead and guide you. With miracles, the Northern Lights, it's that energy of following your North Star, what lights you up. So it's giving the same energy that everything is happening for a reason, guys. This feels good. Embrace potential. Ooh. You might feel that whatever it is that you're starting, whatever creative endeavor or business or hobby or project you are starting right now, Pal One, that there's potential that you have, but you're not sure like where it's going to lead. And I do feel like it's going to lead somewhere amazing. Even though there might be some bumps along the road. And by the bumps along the road, it's more so going to be the inner, I don't want to say the inner demons, but it's like that inner self-doubt, you know, that might keep you from remembering your potential or having your potential come into full fruition. Let's see. Sorrow heals. Ooh, that could be for some of you. Something could have sparked in your life that has brought on this journey, this new and now we have quiet moments. Okay. So if we're talking about the next 3 months, as opposed to what happened before this 3 months, it's giving the same energy, you're going to embrace that potential. There's going to be that new creative spark, and you are going to start something. There's going to be some, or Spirit is saying, there should be some quiet moments along the way. Take those moments if you need them. Seek solace. The Four of Swords, don't fight it. Don't pretend. Don't say yes and go to an event when really you should be saying no and having a quiet moment. Like use discernment when it comes to your energy and what you're saying yes to in the next 3 months, especially if you're balancing a new creative endeavor. Now we have Sorrow Heals, which feels a little. It says, in the shadow of heartache, growth emerges. Now I'm giving, for some of you, this could be the energy that that is occurring within you at the moment of you beginning this new project. Like this could be a way for you to heal something. Sorrow heals. I'm also getting that this could be, Spirit is saying that you might be helping people in some way. Whatever it is that you are working on or doing, it's going to help others. And again, when your intention is to help others, that's always going to be good. That's always going to be a good like turnout because your intention is pure. So that's the energy I'm getting. Now, we are going to get into our ancient stones to get our last messages of what big changes are happening. And again, I feel like you are dealing with one huge change. And I'm excited for you because I get it. I get it. To go back to starting my the tarot channel, it feels so normal now, guys. It just feels normal, and nothing like in it. And I look forward to it. I don't force it if I'm not feeling like I should be channeling messages, or if I feel, like I need to meditate more before I start a reading. Then I follow my intuition. I don't force it. So whatever roadblocks you come across in this new endeavor, the idea too is you never want to force anything. And if you need to take a break or sleep on something, then make sure um you follow that guidance. Okay? All right. So that could be a change for you too. Taking breaks. You might be the type of person that's always on the go, always juggling multiple things. So starting something even more could put you over the top, but you have to prioritize, like what is important to you. And if this is important to you, whoa, double energy at the bottom of the deck with toxic witches. What's important? What's not going to help you? That's something that's going to change. I feel that's also something you're going to be more aligned to knowing what advice to follow. And I think you're going to be trusting yourself more than others. especially if you were the type of person that relies on other people's advice a lot, which I get to, but honestly, the more you start tuning into your own intuition, the easier it is to trust yourself, to trust spirit. So if you in some way feel blocked with the high priestess, which is Pisces energy, moon energy, in whatever way, make sure you meditate. Make sure you don't fall off on your rituals that help you feel more aligned with self, because that could be one of the challenges in this. Okay. So, Spirit, what advice for these big changes? What could we send pile one with? Hagstone. Oh goodness. And it's funny because we are using the cozy witch. So it's just a vibe. Now, don't get turned off by the word hag, because again, it says energy shield, protection, inner strength. Goes back to what we're talking about. Setting boundaries for yourself, protecting your energy, and building that inner strength to use your own discernment. That's kind of what it is. Hag is feeling like being alone. You might be really, I think for some of you might have broken up, had some sort of huge ending, and now you're beginning this beautiful new adventure, this creative spark, a journey to help people. But and I don't mean to say but too much, but it's gonna be a lone journey that you're going to have to figure out, is what Spirit is saying. So let's see. The healing stones, more healing, tenderness, care, gentleness, nourishment. This could be getting a couple of messages. Uh, some of you, that could be what you're doing, helping others in some way, healing and helping people heal in some way, whatever that looks like. You could also be healing yourself. Like for those of you that are working on an art project, that could be you, expressing yourself, expressing your pain, your sorrow. Let's get one more Spirit. Weather the storms. Let it change you. Embrace the unexpected. So I think in the next 3 months, some of the big things that are happening to you is going to challenge you on whether or not you could trust yourself. It's going to force you into looking within. I think Spirit is going to set up situations, like divine situations, along this journey, along this path, this creative journey that you're starting, to challenge how much inner strength you actually have. And if you are struggling in that department, I think in the next 3 months, that is going to be the focus. How do you trust yourself? How do you listen to your own guidance, your own intuition? What do you need to do to feel 100%, especially if you're starting this creative project? Because that's going to be a huge change in your world, and you're going to, and that is a cause for adjustment, a period of adjustment. Hidden treasure. You're on the right track. Gift revealed. So that's what I see for the next 3 months, guys. Okay. I feel like this is very exciting. I'm wondering what it is. What are you beginning? What project is this? It feels huge, and it feels as though you've been thinking about this for a while, but you've not really had that spark, that drive, that will until just recently. So don't ignore it. Start whatever it is that you are meant to start. And again, even though you might come across some challenges, whether it's energy, finding time in your day, balancing things in your life, um, even if it's your own mindset, Spirit is saying you will get through it and find those quiet moments, because the hidden treasure, the renewal, that creative spark is going to be revealed. in a tangible way. Okay? Wow. Big changes. I hope this made sense. I hope it resonates. Let me know if it did. If you're able to give more detail about what you are beginning, what creative or where you are journeying off to. Whatever is going on, you are going to have this is going to be huge for you. But some of the old patterns are going to come back. And that is a reminder that this new beginning, this big change is going to allow for you to, cultivate some of those healing opportunities within yourself. Okay. So that being said, I love you guys so much. If you enjoyed this reading, send a like or comment my way. And thank you so much for staying this long. And hopefully I'll see you again. Bye, guys. Pile two, welcome to your reading. If you chose this feather and or the crow tarot deck, okay, sorry, that's good. Then welcome to your reading today. I'm excited to get into it because this is a little different. We're asking what big changes are occurring in your life within the next 3 months. Is it going to be about love, career, finance, something personal? We're going to keep it open. There might be more than one big change headed your way in the next 3 months. It really depends on what's going on with you, the collective energy. So thank you so much for being here, Pile 2. Love you so much as we're tuning into your energy. All right, thank you so much for being here for the collective. For our next 3 months, what's going on for our Pile 2? Okay, so we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna get 2 sets, 6 cards total, 2 cards to represent each month. And again, this is a timeless reading, so whatever 3 months are happening at the time you are currently watching is the next 3 months. Okay, so Spirit, what big changes? Ooh, all right, guys. So we have the 3 of Swords in the reverse. You might be healing from something currently. What else is happening? Strength. Okay. Let's get the rest of our cards. Second month, Spirit. What's happening? Four of Pentacles. Page of Swords. We got the 4 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. Wow. Bottom of the deck energy, the Fool. Okay, guys. Sorry, I just wanted all the cards out. We're going to go through it as if these are 3 months. And it should resonate right out the gate, because right out the gate, I am getting the feeling that you might have been through some sort or getting over some sort of heartbreak. So one big change is you're healing your heart. You're figuring it out. You're building that strength. We have the Strength card, which is card number 8, Leo energy, Sun energy. That's in the reversal. So I do believe that right now, or I should say the first, thing that you're working on in the next 3 months, one big change is inner self-development, inner strength. You might be getting over someone or something or some sort of connection that you're leaving behind. I feel like you're building a lot of inner wisdom as well. I'm getting the energy of air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Specifically, again, we are in Virgo season currently, time sensitive. Happy birthday, Virgo. But we're headed into Libra in the next 3 months, time sensitive. So that could be the energy as well. Midway though. So again, right out, your first month in the next 3 months, one of the big changes is you're healing something. You're leaving something behind and you're cultivating and releasing a lot of old mind uh, processes that you used to handle or deal with when it comes to or came to this person or this connection that you're leaving behind. So, congratulations. That's really difficult to heal from something in the past, especially if it was really big heartbreak. Okay. So, I do believe that second month, you might be pulling yourself up. Again, if you're in the journey of healing right now, I do feel like you're prioritizing. You might be focusing on business, on work. Four of Pentacles feels like you could be hoarding your own energy. You might be saying no to a lot of different people or a lot of different groups. As far as socializing, you might not want to hang out. And guess what? That's okay. That's okay. If you're feeling like you're wanting to be more in the hibernating a little bit, especially if you're coming through some sort of heartbreak or healing. Page of Swords in the reversal is giving that you might be excessively online. Again, guys, I'm just reading the energy. Please don't be offended. But some of you might be inspecting um, someone in your past. You could be looking at things in your past and having a hard time releasing it. Even though you're healing, and and again, it feels like you're healing a heartbreak. Okay, whatever that is, who that was, whatever that was, you again, your second month, I feel as though you're going to come a long way in that. You're going to be distracting yourself with other things. But when in the moments of stillness, you're going to find yourself having a difficult time releasing the energy completely. And again, it could just be the habits that you're currently or you will be finding yourself stuck in, i.e., looking this person up on social media, maybe monitoring what's going on with them, staying attached in some way that is not healthy for you. You know that you have to release it. And honestly, you could be isolating yourself in the next 3 months, especially at the beginning. The first couple of months, you could be. You know what? I would even say all 3 months because we're getting the Four of Cups here on your third month. But there is going to be a point where you're going to come out of hibernation, you're going to come out of isolation, and you're going to start making moves and taking risks. Okay? We're going to get there in a second, but to go back to the middle energy, which would be your second month, whatever that looks like. And again, I don't want to scare you, that you're going to have a difficult 3 months of healing, heartbreak. But a lot of you might already understand this. You might be in the thick of it. You're past the hard part, though. I'm seeing that you've come a long way, especially that first month. That's going to be, a huge change for you. That you are healing whatever it is that you needed to heal. But I think what's going to be a setback, and I would say, or I urge you to use a little bit of caution, is what you're using to distract yourself in your healing process. Because mid-month, or I should say the second month in this 3 months, I'm getting a feeling that you are going to be posted up on a little bit of toxic energy, toxic habits in the form of snooping, looking someone up behind the scenes. Like this, that's something that's hard for you to change. But you're here at this reading for a reason, pile two. And I think Spirit is saying if you want a big change in this healing process, it's up to you with what actions you continue to do or notice that you're doing and you discontinue those actions. So if you notice yourself snooping or looking at this person's social media, whether you're blocked or not, doesn't matter. If you just seem to be focused on this person more than you should, I think your attention is going to be drawn to that awareness the second month. And I do feel like you're going to release it. Okay? Because now I'm looking at the third month in this lineup. We got the 8 of Wands. There's going to be some sort of forward movement and action eventually after you've healed. I think you're going to be taking a huge time out from society, from socializing. Again, it feels like you're going into hibernation mode. You could be distracting yourself, not only, in some toxic habits as far as internet and snooping on this person. Might not be for all of you guys, so please don't be offended by that. But I do believe that some of you might be distracting yourself on things that some of it might help, some of it might not help. So use your discernment as far as what distractions you want your distractions to be healthy, even though they're considered distractions, because again, if you're having a difficult time being present and being out of your mind, or I should say, not attaching to your thoughts, then distractions could help. So make sure you know what distractions you should be focused on. I do believe you're going to be home a lot in the next 3 months. It's giving the energy of a little bit of a homebody. Not for everyone, but for a lot of you. You might work at home. So that could be a little tough too if you work remote, or if you're able to do your meetings and do all your business via your device at home. I think it's going to be a little rough for some of you because you're going to have those moments where you're going to detour and think about things you don't want to really think about when it comes to your past. So again, be mindful of that energy seeping in because you've come such a long way. When I see the 3 of Swords in the reversal, it feels like the hard part is over. If this was upright, and again, you could be on the cusp where the next 3 months you are starting to feel better. But if it was upright, I would think that this might have been a recent breakup and you're feeling the emotions of it. The heartbreak, the depression, the all the hard, like crying well into the night, like all of that energy. I feel like you're past that for the most part. But right now you're in the next 3 months, which again, it's going to be up to you to change it. So spirit is drawing my attention to it so that in the next 3 months, part of your journey in healing, which is a huge change to move on from something in your past, right? Is going to be how you do it. How well do you move on? So try not to attach to past energy, especially in the middle of these 3 months. Okay, I do feel like there's going to be opportunities coming your way that you might pass on, and guess what? That's okay. There's going to be moments where someone might be trying to set you up on a date. There might be someone flirting with you at work. There might be opportunities out of nowhere. But you're in the energy in these 3 months, especially. There's going to be a moment where you're getting out of this energy toward the end. The feeling of you're just not ready to explore new options. But I do feel like there's going to be a point where you just take a risk in some direction. 8 of Wands is such fast forward movement. It might come suddenly. And it's Sagittarius energy, so it feels like there's a purpose behind this energy where you are making a big transformation in your life in some way, and things are now going to be happening so fast. So, and then we got the Fool at the bottom of the deck. And the Fool, wow, with the 4 of Wands, which feels like union. Guys, you're gonna heal. Your big change in the next 3 months is you're gonna come out of a really dark time and you're going to feel like taking a risk and grabbing an opportunity at the end of these 3 months. There's going to be an opportunity coming your way. Let's see. Spirit, what is this Fool? And the Fool energy is card number 0, Aquarius. It's like the beginning. It's like the Fool's journey. It's the beginning stages of starting fresh. So, yeah, guys. I mean, I'm assuming this must resonate if you're here still, that you're going through a heartbreak, you've gone through the rough part, but there's still residual side effects that you're working on in the next 3 months that you are releasing. It could be habits, and it could be on autopilot, like where you automatically search this person on your social media just because you're so used to it. Things like that, you're going to start being more aware of. And that's the energy that's going to shift and transform. So that's kind of the changes that is happening, that you're going to be more self aware of your own habits in this healing journey. Spirit, why is the 8 of Wands and the Fool? Why was the 8 of Wands? We got the 7 of Wands. It could be that you're lowering your defenses towards someone. Ooh, now I'm curious. Justice. Okay. It could also feel that not only are you lowering your defenses, but it could also feel that you're forgiving the past. You're going to come through this 3 months and really be able to release the past energy. We got Libra energy again with Justice. It's kind of in the collective energy right now. Let's get one more. 2 of Pentacles. You're going to find balance. You're going to find yourself again. If that might make sense, that just came to my mind, guys. The energy that you are just taking like ice a time out, and in this process, in this healing process, I feel like you're transforming. We got the 7 of Cups. I also feel that there's going to be a lot of options, that you're going to start taking risks in. So one of the big changes that I see for you in the next 3 months is outside of healing, which is something that's going to be a big change, transformation. You're going to really get to the other side of this healing process that that you're already a long way in, by the way. But I'm also getting that at the end of these 3 months, you're going to start waking up to opportunities. This 4 of Cups is going to, you're going to start really understanding that there's other cups out there, and it might start being where you might start taking some risks. It could be that you might start dating for some of you. But above all, I do feel like you're going to balance and come to terms with the past, with the past, with someone specifically or a connection specific. You're just going to feel balanced. It's like you're getting through that. Okay, so let's see. Let's move on to the Oracle, Spirit, because I feel as though a major theme in this reading for you, Pile 2, is healing heartbreak. Let me know if that, and then at the end of this healing, that's when your world is going to open up. So it might take a couple more months for you to get there. But once you're there, 8 of Wands is such fast energy. You're going to be like a bat out of a cave. If that's even a phrase, if that's a colloquialism, I might be off on that phrase. I butcher my phrases. Okay. But the point is, you're going to be ready, and you're going to get that urgency of, you're excited to take risks. You're excited to start new beginnings, and you're going to feel really aligned and balanced. Okay. And you're going to have a lot. You're going to have a lot to juggle at the end of these 3 months. That's for sure. All right, Spirit, what else could you tell us? What big changes for Pile 2? Let's get our... Okay, so we have 2 cards. The Moon, inner freedom. Get one more, Spirit. Thank you. Two more. Resilience and temperance. Wow. And temperance, I saw, for those of you that, oh, judgment. But didn't we get temperance? Maybe not. I'm thinking of temperance just because I'm thinking of the Two of Pentacles and the judgment and the justice coming through. So the feeling of knowing what choices to make when it's time to make choices. Understanding. Card number 39 at the bottom of the deck. So you're going to be in flight. You know, we have the crow, we have the feather. You might be getting signs that you're on the right path. The moon energy is a major arcana showing up for the Tarot of the Pyramids. It's Pisces energy, Cancer. We're focused on the moon. But look at how beautiful that is. It's someone in reflection. It's someone healing. Could be keeping things to yourself. Again, the energy of just being, you know, whether you're in isolation or not, it could also be that you could feel yourself like you could be in a crowded room and you feel alone. Like that energy. And I know that sounds so sad, but when you're healing your heart, dude, you're going to feel those moments and it's okay. You're going to survive and you're going to be okay, guys. Okay, pile two, you come a long way. So inner freedom is going to be in abundance. I feel that's kind of what you're working toward at the end of these 3 months. And that's going to be the big change where you're going to feel free from these setbacks. You're going to be more aware of some habits that you've attached to or held on to, even though you're releasing someone or you're releasing a connection. You're going to figure it out. I think you're also going to prove to yourself that you're very resilient, that you're able to balance your emotions when it comes to your healing. You know, if this breakup or if this energy that you're healing, this heartbreak that you're healing or surviving or coming on the other side of, you know, it's as though you're learning how to temper those emotions. Like you're releasing your anger. I'm getting for a lot of you. You're focusing more on changing your inner world, and it's going to reflect that on the outer world. You're going to see bright opportunities. You're going to feel as though you are a manifester, especially if you haven't been feeling energetically aligned to new opportunities right now. I think that's where the big change is going to take place. But it's going to, again, be more toward the end of the 3 months where you're going to feel that spark to finally take risks and to start fresh and to open yourself up to new opportunities and new possibilities. And it could be with new people. Okay? New people. I see in one of these cups a heart. It's like you're going to open up your heart maybe. You're going to gain some wisdom. You're going to find that not everyone has good intentions. So I also feel like one of the things that you're learning, a big change, is knowing how authentic people are or not. You know, like you're going to really be able to temper and balance your own discernment when it comes to other people's energy. So even though you're going to get like a multitude of options and opportunities, especially at the end of these 3 months, and you're going to start noticing it maybe during the second month, you're going to start getting offers, but you're going to feel not ready yet. That's the energy I'm getting. But eventually you're going to feel ready. But the cool thing is that when you are ready, you're going to know what cups are good for you, what cups aren't. That's the big transformation, the change that you yourself are learning about yourself. So, Spirit, let's move on to the time travelers. What big changes? What else could you tell us in the next 3 months with pile two, Spirit? What big changes? Oh my goodness. Healing. Of course, guys, this obviously is just a confirmation of what you're already experiencing. It says the dream temples of Asclepius, Greece. I love Greece as well. Card number 20. That's another dream come true to travel to Greek islands and look at the Greek mythology, the architecture. Look at how beautiful that. So, healing, you could be disappearing into fantasy as well in some respects. We got leadership, Egypt, ancient Egypt. Wow, card number 22. I love this. And by the way, in this uh, deck, in the Tarot of the Pyramids, card number 20 and 20 and card number 22 are sorry, I'm thinking of the Tarot of the Pyramids. This is the Time Travelers. My bad. Either way, it feels like a cup's energy is what I was saying. All right, so now we have deliberation, card number 10. At the feet of Lao Tzu, China. Guys, this is what's happening. You are taking a time out. You are deliberating. And even like the energy of number 10, Wheel of Fortune vibes, Pisces energy, that feeling of, and here's judgment with 20. That's judgment that I was seeing at the bottom of the deck. But the feeling of this being divinely guided, you're on the right path. And you're coming to full alignment in the next 3 months. Up to the point where you're going to feel in charge again, like of your own life. Like I'm getting more so of leadership is feeling as though you're taking back control. Like you're the one that's going to choose a cup. You're not just going to, like, there might be things falling into your lap, but it's almost as though you are going to be leading the path for yourself. It's going to feel good. I'm getting at the end of these 3 months. And again, you're going to be going through it in the next couple of months. I do see you still working on, figuring things out. And it's feeling like a lot of time on your own. Okay? But you're going to get to a better place. Ooh, magic. Card number 26. A lot of 20s. 22, 26, 20. It could feel like the third week of a month. And we are talking about 3 months here. So it could be the third month in the series where things are going to pick up. Magic is going to happen. Look at that cup. It feels like you're going to have that. You're going to grab a cup. I wonder if it's going to be someone specific or if you're just going to start dating. I see a knight in the background, and this does feel like the Ace of Cups energy, guys. And you're going to feel the magic. So there's going to be a time of processing the rest of this healing journey that you're currently experiencing. But you're on the tail end of it, guys. And when you're ready, you're going to know it, is the point. You're going to feel that, like, you're going to feel that full, like that full energy where you know when it's time to take that risk. You're not going to be in your head so much. It's Aquarius energy, the Fool, and that's an air sign, a sword sign. The feeling that it's gonna resonate within, where you're not gonna allow your thoughts to create an imbalance within you. So, hi baby. I see Cloud Strife is finding a spot on the ground. He usually takes naps under my table by my feet. Hi baby. Okay. Cloud Strife is one of my cats. So let's give this one more shuffle. Spirit, what else could we say? Big changes. Anything more specific on these opportunities? Is it someone specific at the end of these 3 months? Or is it just more than one person? More than one opportunity? Anything else we need to know about these big changes, Spirit? Let's get so bottom of the deck energy on the mend. Gosh, it can't get more clear than that. Some of you might be working with crystals. You might love crystals. As I hear a kid yell outside the window. Um, be compassionate and kind to yourself as you heal your heart. Guys, that's the energy. And you're going to get there. That's the big change. You're going to get to the other side of this. Plan wisely. Looks like chess. So in this isolation period, or I should say this 4 of Cups period in the next couple of months where you are not really taking advantage of any opportunities, and guess what? That's okay. You're not meant to. If you don't feel aligned and if you don't know what to do, don't do anything. But planning might be the wiser option in the next couple of months as you're still healing. Okay, let's see what else. Honest echoes. Ooh, I've never seen this. Listen to the whispers of your heart, for you know the whole truth. Part of your healing journey, guys. Spirit link. Ooh, I love that. You're going to start listening. There's going to be messages from spirit, more intuitive hits. And through this period of healing and investing in yourself and not really seeking happiness from the external, that's when this spirit link is going to be stronger. Stay aligned with your highest dreams and ideals to find success. Wow. That's a beautiful message for you guys. And then we have scales of balance. Whoa. Libra. Gosh, it's in the collective energy. You know, Libra season starts time sensitive. It's in the thick of fall. You know, it starts the fall season. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. But I'm also getting the energy of you balancing your emotions, your habits, getting things in order so that you could feel good about taking action. Forward movement is going to happen once you balance things out. So, again, your big change is going to happen when you least expect it because it's the aftermath of the process of healing. And some of you might be thinking, I've been through so much. I've been through it. I'm already healed. But if you're still hanging on to this past energy in some way that we talked about earlier, as far as snooping or keeping tabs on this past person or past connection, then technically you're not fully healed yet because you'll know when you're able to release something or someone that you're supposed to. And you're going to get there. Okay. So, and let's see. Whether that person comes back around, that's not the reading today. The reading today is, are you going to be able to move past that energy once and for all? And the answer is yes. And that's going to be in the next few months, guys. And when you're at the tail end of it is when new opportunities, you're going to start taking those, you're going to start over. It's going to feel like you're starting over. And it's going to feel good. And you're going to know it's time. So that being said, let's get into our final messages. Whether it's advice or any other details of your big changes in the next 3 months. What do we need to see, Spirit? That's a lot. That's too many. You're sticking together a little bit. So let's try that again. Gosh. All right. When that happens, because a big chunk came out again, that means I got to shuffle one more time. We're going to do it 2 because this is pile 2. All right, Spirit, thank you again. What do we need to see? There we go. So, of course, the healing stones. Come on. Tenderness, care, gentleness, nourishment. That's what's happening in the next 3 months, guys. Wisdom keeper, a new perspective, study, and learning. This could be what you're working on. You could be trying to, dabble in other areas, things that to distract you, and you could be learning some new things. And if not, that could be a suggestion from spirit that maybe um, starting something with purpose could help in this process. We got the gateway, open doors, opportunities, right timing. Guys, that is such a synchronicity and a confirmation. That's what's happening. At, these are the opportunities, the open doors that you see. And you're going to start seeing these opportunities sooner rather than later. Even though you might not be ready, you might still be in a Four of Cups energy where you're not ready to grasp the opportunity. So don't force anything. But that's the first thing that you're going to start noticing in the next 3 months is opportunities, open doors, new paths that light up. However, make sure, Eight of Wands, to go back to the tarot energy, you got the Eight of Wands and the Fool. You're going to know when to make a move. So don't force it, guys. You're going to know. Okay? Bottom of the deck, find your center. Stay true to you. Call it to you. So that's what I mean. I think you're going to get to a place where you're going to feel super aligned. You're going to be releasing whatever it is you needed to release in your healing process. And it's going to center you, and you're going to know what door to walk through, what opportunity, what cup to grasp. And even if it means that you're dating, you're going to feel good about it. Okay? Wow, guys. So this is where we're going to leave your reading today. I hope you resonated. I hope it made sense. If you are healing, I wish you the best on your healing journey. I know it could be tough. There could be some pitfalls. There could be a little bit of setbacks from time to time. Don't allow setbacks to keep you on your transformation, your big change, which is to be open again to new things and new perspective paths that are lighting up for you. And I think at the end of these 3 months, especially in that third month, is where you're going to start feeling that alignment to take action in some sort of direction. So good luck. I hope if you are opening up your heart or if that's what you're healing, I wish you the best. I hope that if you resonated with these messages or if you like this reading today, please send a like or subscribe or let me know what's going on in the comments. And hopefully I'll see you again. Bye, guys. What's up, guys, and welcome to your reading pile 3. If you chose the red jasper crystal and or the Enchanted Forhaxa tarot deck, then this is your reading today. So I'm really excited to get into it. It's a little different because we're talking about big changes happening right now in your life. What is that going to look like? Is it in the romance department, career-wise, anything going on in your personal life? What are the big changes could we expect for you in the next 3 months? Pile 3. So let's shuffle one more time. I have to shuffle it this way because the cards bend and they're pretty big. But we're going to make it work. Okay. That being said, let's tune into the energy. Spirit, thank you so much, of course, as always, for tuning into the energy of our collective for pile 3 today, for today's reading. Pile 3, big changes in the next 3 months. So we're going to get 6 cards total to figure out what's going on for each of these months. Again, this is a timeless reading. So whenever you come across the reading, the messages should resonate for whatever consecutive months at the time you come across it. So, what are the big changes? What's happening within the next 3 months? For pile 3, we have the World as our first card with the Knight of Earth, which is Pentacles energy. All right, what is happening within the next 3 months? We have the Empress. Wow. With Strength. So we have 3 major arcana. This is going to be an important 3 months for you guys. Queen of Water, which is the Queen of Cups. Page of Earth. This is Queen of Fire. Guys, we have a lot of people in this reading, and I'm wondering if it's your energy or if there's different energies that are coming through in the next 3 months. So let's talk about it. So for month 1, we're looking at the World and the Knight of Earth. Here's the first impression I'm getting is you are closing out some sort of cycle. Something is ending in your world, or you could have cultivated such space and room that something huge, something new is beginning. Look at that lantern. That fairy is headed toward this lantern, and look at the lanterns in the sky. It's giving the energy of wishes, or sending your hope or your wish into the night sky. It's giving like a renewal energy as well. So your first month already feels really good energy. I'm getting also that you are going to be making some moves in your some sort of business, your career. You're focusing on your career. I feel for the first time in a long time, you might feel very good about where you are at financially. You could feel very stable. You may have had a big purchase in some way, a new home, a new car, something huge for some of you that feels like a fresh start. Something in the material world, but that's also giving you a little bit of life. That you worked so hard for something and now you could enjoy the fruits of your labor. So, this first month, one of the big changes is something new is happening. And it could be in your career or in your home, stability, something like that. Okay. Now, that's already pretty nice to hear in your reading because we got the Queen of Fire at the bottom of the deck. You are feeling very magnetic to a lot of different people and a lot of different energies. I'm wondering if you are, for some of you, could be manifesting some sort of, I don't know, she looks very fertile. You know, she's pregnant. The Empress is card number 3, Taurus energy. Some of you literally could be a big change, could be you are having a baby. If that's not the case, it's you're giving birth to something huge in a metaphorical way. And we could get some clarifiers, but it's like with the World and the Empress, it's the energy of birthing something new. And I'm wondering what that is, but it feels like a wish come true in a way. And we got the Strength. Now we're getting a lot of fire energy in your reading with Strength is card number 8 and it's Leo energy in Sun. Look at that dragon. I also feel as though you are, you know, we talked not too long ago. I said that you are very magnetic and you're attracting good energy. But even when you might be attracting things that might not be so good for you, you're recognizing it right away, and you're taking responsibility, and you're trusting yourself in discerning what's good for you and what's not good for you. As though you're banishing anything that might not be healthy. It could be a person, it could be situations, but look at how powerful this image is compared to the dragon. The dragon looks all, um, you know, all encompassing. It's taking over the night sky. It could have been daylight, but just with the fire energy, it's looking like the night sky. So you might be battling against your own demons in some way, but if it is literal, I'm getting that you're not allowing anything negative or yucky in. We're not getting any reversals, okay? And we're getting a lot of major arcana. We have the Empress, the World, Strength, so three. But we're not, out of a 6 card spread, that's half the cards in a way. So the feeling of just Hierophant, bottom of the deck energy, of making a decision and committing to yourself or something very solid. Now, the Queen of Water is the Queen of Cups, and then we got the Page of Pentacles. Look at this apple. You could be, okay, gosh, I was going to say you could be falling in love with someone, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. That could be a very specific message for a few of you. But a lot of you really could be open to new love. It could be coming in very slowly. Someone that you feel knows you and could get down to the core. Like you both share the same values, I'm getting. You're both grounded. And this person is coming through as very compassionate, very loving. And, whether you're male or female, we got two queens. Could be same sex, but might not be for everyone. But the energy of someone coming through with a solid offer of commitment. You could be starting a new relationship for some of you. You could be birthing a new connection into existence with someone specific. Let's see. Spirit, is there someone new in Pile Three's world? Is this the big change? So we got the Two of Pentacles. So some sort of balance. And look at the butterfly giving transformation. I mean, again, we're asking what big changes are happening for you in the next 3 months. And it's feeling very positive. You're going to have a really great 3 months, is what I'm getting. Is it with someone new? Ace of Wands. It could be, guys. This could be a new beginning, a new passionate beginning with someone. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Waters. It could be a new love coming in. You might already know who this person is, but in the next 3 months, this person, it might happen right away too, because with the world starting our reading for month 1, and the world is Leo energy. Again, a lot of fire energy, Ace of Fire. We also have Earth. So we have a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. And Leo, I'm a Leo, so of course I recognize Leo. We also have water, a little bit of water with the Ace of Water and the Queen of Water. So I feel as though you are attracting a big major change that's happening in the next 3 months is some sort of love offer. It's going to be grounded into the 3D. So it feels like it's going to be a relationship. So, and it's going to be balanced, guys. It's going to feel reciprocal. It's going to feel transformative. And I feel like you and this person are going to share the same values. It's going to feel very loving, very compassionate. Wow, guys, are you falling in love? And we got two aces here, which, fire and water, guys. That's passion and that's emotion. So whatever it is that you like, the big change that's happening for you is going to be pretty, like, feeling like out of this world. Okay, now I'm curious what the oracle is going to give us. Are we on the right road, Spirit? Is this one person? Is Pal 3 falling in love? Okay, not sure. Hope in the sun. Guys. And um that person, gosh, I should have wrote it down. Thank you for letting me know. The Eye of Horus. I didn't know that. It just left my mind, but here we are getting it again. We have card number 37, card number 19, the sun. Guys, fire energy again, more sun, Leo. This feels very happy. Oh, feels like you're falling in love. Let's see. Evolution of consciousness. Oh my gosh. That feels like spiritual growth in some way. The soul, your consciousness is your soul. Look at that beautiful angel wings. Card number 22 feels like a angel number. So you may have really been through some sort of evolution, some sort of spiritual growth or awareness in some way. You could be walking down that path for some of you. Spiritual awakening is what I mean, but that's not for everyone. Not for everyone, but regardless, there is some sort of spiritual journey you might have been going through, because oh wow, victim or warrior, 68. Now I'm getting a little bit of that Libra energy with the yin and the yang, the victim or warrior kind of question. And that could have been what you've have evolved out of. It could have been at one point some very heavy feelings. You could have had a really tough last few months, but I tell you, Pal 3, the next 3 months, you're going to feel like a warrior. And there's going to be hope and happiness and sun. Like, your days are going to be full of joy. And if it's because someone new is coming into your life, I still am getting the feeling that you've worked a lot on yourself and your own soul, where you didn't even need an external person coming in to make you happy. It's like you've already found that sweet spot alone. But in the next 3 months, whoever's coming toward you, or whatever it is that you are, whoever it is, I should say, this person is that you are going to be in a connection with, it's going to bring you to a different level, a different dimensions of happiness, guys. I can't even explain it. This is such beautiful energy. And it's because you've come a long way in your own mind, suffering at the bottom. And then we got the magician and the lovers and the world again. Guys, this is like telling a story at the bottom of the deck energy. Yeah, you are manifesting. You have all the resources, you have all the tools, and you feel really good about whoever this person or connection is. And this person feels good to you too. I mean, it goes both ways, is what I'm saying. All right. Wow. Big changes. I wasn't expecting this, Pal 3, but it's nice to end the readings today on a love note that you're actually going to be. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. You are going to be in a relationship, or there's something huge changing in your romantic love life. Okay, Spirit, with the time travelers, what else could we see, Spirit, with this energy? What big changes? Are we on the right road here? What big changes? Trust. 41 Polynesian voyagers, the Pacific Ocean. Trust, guys, you are on the right path. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Look at this. Abundance, card number 1, also is giving the ace energy again. So we got a lot of feeling of renewal, of hope, of new beginnings, of abundance. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. It's like it's almost as if you have a new perspective as well on how beautiful life is. And maybe that's how you've been able to attract such love into your life in the form of another person. We got magic. Ooh, look at, oh my gosh. Look at that cup. Guys, it again reminds me of the Ace of Cups, Ace of Water. Magic, card number 26, Glastonbury, Britain. There is a new love, whether it's a person you already know or not. But in the next 3 months, there's going to be some transformative, happy, huge changes within this connection. And it's going to feel like a bright new beginning in all ends. It's going to feel very hopeful. So the idea of trust is something that spirit is reminding you, like trust, this is the way, this is the path. We got stability, card number 36. The baobab tree of Africa. Stability, we got that from the earth energy earlier with the Knight of Earth and the world, like that feeling that you are just completely secure in your life right now, even in your business and financial endeavors, so that you're able to like be open for love because you're feeling very stable. And also I'm getting the energy too that one of the big changes that's within this connection that's coming for you, or you might already know who this person is it's going to create stability. It's going to be very grounded. It feels very tangible and loving and supportive, and it's reciprocal. Guys, wow, I'm happy for you. In the next 3 months, you're going to fall in love if you don't already feel it. And it's going to feel abundant. It's going to feel like a fresh, beautiful new beginning. There's going to be passion. There's going to be shared joy. And I'm not seeing any like negative energy. The only thing I'm sensing in the next 3 months is always remember to trust what's going on. You know, trust spirit, trust yourself, trust that you could release control of outcome because everything's going to work out. At least this is in the next 3 months for sure. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the clarifying life situation. What else, Spirit, could we see for what's happening in the next 3 months for pile 3? With this energy, with this huge change, it's like pretty big. It's a pretty big tangible change. New heights. Ooh. Protected. It's like your happiness is gaining new heights. Like there's no limit to your happiness. I also feel like this energy with whomever this person is, it's feeling very protected, very aligned, very guided. Get one more, Spirit. What big changes? Small steps. And that's the energy I'm getting with the Page of Earth. Like this is what's being cultivated in the next 3 months. It's slow moving energy, but regardless of the pacing, it's going to feel balanced along the way. There's going to be sparks along the way. And it might be subtle. It's trusting that things are all aligning and working out exactly the way it's supposed to. It feels really good, guys. Oh my goodness. Trust your path. It can't get more clear than this. Listen to intuition, seek direction, and embrace discovery. Answers reveal the journey within. So I feel like some of the messages, the big messages we're getting with clarifying life situation is the energy of taking things to a tempered pace for you. What feels good, what feels aligned, what feels natural and authentic when it comes to this person, because they are also feeling this energy, guys. We got a lot of upright cards. We have a lot of imagery of magic and light and the feeling of abundance with a new fresh start. Like we have more than a few reminders of ace energy, of a new beginning. So keep that in mind. Okay. Um, so I think we're ready for your advice or any further messages. Wow, Spirit. Wasn't expecting this. I hope I always hope for this for you guys, like that you will find your love, your connection, your mate, your soulmate, your twin, union, whatever it is that you label it as. But it feels like for this pile, this is actually what's happening in the next 3 months. So it could be someone new, or it could be a fresh start with someone you already know. And it's going to feel like magic. Wow, guys. I love it. I'm happy for you. That's a big change. And you might not have had this for a while. So take it slow. Temper this. Okay. That being said, any other messages, Spirit? Ooh. Nothing is impossible. I'm curious for those of you that might not have anyone in your energy field, that could be a message that this is heading your way. There is going to be someone new coming towards you that's going to spark this new beginning in multiple ways in your life. It's going to feel grounded. It's going to feel passion. It's going to feel loving. So that could be the energy of this card flopping out, but let's get your other messages. It says, open to the unexpected, you'll find a way. Oh my goodness, this came out in all 3 readings. The healing stones, tenderness, care, gentleness, nourishment. Guys, I'm getting that you've healed a big part of your journey, has been healing. And you're on the other side of it. It's almost as though you are walking a spiritual path where you are more present, you're more aware, and you're inviting this energy in. It feels very magical. We also got Be the Mountain. Slow and steady, foundations, patience. Guys, this is the advice. Temper this. Go slow. Set the pace. Set boundaries. Even though this is such beautiful energy, this person, this connection, it's important to balance it along the way to set that solid foundation. You might need to be the mountain, meaning you might need to be the person that sets the tone, that sets the pace. Because, falling in love or even just starting anew, look at planning, coming at the bottom of the deck with transcending, and then miracles, and then boundaries. Gosh, I could keep going. But it's the energy of you setting the pace and healthy boundaries. Because regardless of if this is your person or not, or your forever connection or not, it feels really good. And if you want to remain aligned, it's important to really understand how you're feeling, check in with yourself, stay aligned. Okay? We also have the gateway. Open doors, opportunities, right timing. So whoever this connection is, or whatever this person, or whoever this is, if you know who this person is, let me know in the comments. Now, if this doesn't sound like a person you're dealing with, this might not be the person you're thinking of. This could be someone completely new coming towards you. But I think because we started with this energy right out the gate, as far as month 1, month 2, month 3, this is going to come in very soon. And you're going to cultivate this in the next few months. It's going to be slow, but when you, like, it's almost as if, like, bird's eye view, it's going to feel big. It's a huge change in your life. But when you zero in and you take it day by day, it's not going to feel overwhelming. It's going to feel right. It's going to feel aligned, and it's going to be at the perfect pace. So don't be afraid, is my point. Okay? If you are the mountain, if you've had blocks in the past, just remember to take it day by day. You've healed a lot of what you've needed to heal in order to invite this type of energy in. So wherever you are at, you are able to receive this type of energy. This frequency is matching where you are, is my point. Okay? And you've come a long way. Whoa, if this is what you're attracting, if this is what you are attracting, I'm so proud of you. Pile 3. So, this is where we're going to leave your reading today. I hope it made sense. I hope you learned something. If you enjoyed this reading as much as I did, please send a like my way or let me know in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you again. Bye, guys.